Push-ups are one of the easiest, most accessible, yet very effective exercises for developing a large part of your musculature. But many people get the question, what happens if you do push-ups every day? There's a large number of challenge stations on the internet, where people do push-ups every day and then upload their feedback and results. There is an opinion that such a strategy will help to get in shape very quickly, gain muscle mass, and generally feel stronger and more energetic. What will actually happen to our bodies? Let's get into that. From an early age, we know that it is necessary to do daily exercises, and always, when we were taught to do exercises, push-ups, necessarily, were included. Indeed, push-ups are one of the basic exercises for developing our muscles. As in powerlifting, there are 3 basic movements: squat, deadlift, and bench press, so push-ups are actually analogous to the bench press, just with your body. The first most obvious change that will happen, if you do push-ups every day, is the development of your target muscle groups. First and foremost, of course, are the pecs. There are plenty of pictures on the internet of people taking pictures of themselves before and after this challenge, when they were doing push-ups 100 times every day for a month. So, in 30 days, people were able to make significant improvements in how their pecs looked. First of all, their pecs. Secondly, their shoulder girdle, that is, their deltoid muscles, as well as their triceps. Moreover, muscles such as the biceps are also involved in push-ups. On the one hand, it seems a bit paradoxical, because the triceps and biceps are antagonists. If the triceps work, how can the biceps work together with it? Actually, they work together because the triceps are responsible for extending the arm at the elbow. It's the same force that we do during push-ups, but the biceps also has the additional function of not only bending the arm at the elbow but also bringing the shoulder to the torso. And during the push-up, we're bringing our shoulders to the torso. Yeah, it's a multi-joint basic exercise that pumps half of our upper body. In addition to visible changes in the mirror, we will also get an increase in endurance. That is, we will have an easier tolerance for other stresses. We will have an improvement in our respiratory system and circulatory system too. And overall, we'll get a good injection of endorphins into our body. I mean, we'll feel more alert and cheerful. But here's the question, though, is it worth it every day to do push-ups until you drop? That is, when a person every day makes a few approaches and push-ups as many as he can before the fall. Or, if a person sets a goal to do 100 push-ups a day, and before that, he hasn't done a lot of push-ups, he has to do 10 or even more sets to meet that standard. And so every day is like that. Is that even necessary, and is it the right thing to do? Personally, my opinion is that doing push-ups every day to the point of a complete blackout is wrong. It can lead to overtraining. It will greatly increase the release of catabolic hormones, and the muscles won't have enough time to fully recover. But if you want to put in a particular challenge, or if you are doing it as a general exercise and you want to do it every day and at the same time you want to get more benefit from it than harm, then I would recommend that you do no more than 80% of the push-ups that you can do. That is, if your 20% is a failure, then do 15 push-ups, but every day. This is very good, will tone up on your muscles and cardiovascular system and will raise your mood too. The fact is that push-ups, depending on your physical form, are a relatively intensive exercise. It can go into anaerobic mode quite quickly. And being in the anaerobic mode for too long for the same muscle group is an overload. You know, it's not squatting. You can squat 100 times a day because the intensity of squats is not as high as in push-ups. We can squat 100 times and still have energy left. But excessive push-ups can lead to overtraining. If you do it to the point of failure, I recommend that you do no more than 80% of what you can do, and then you can do it every day. So we look at doing daily push-ups more as an exercise routine, and there's a tremendous amount of upside to that. If you do it every day or at least every other day, your arms, shoulders, and chest will be significantly more pumped, stronger, and more resilient than the average person your age. And if you do more than 20 push-ups, you will most likely be stronger than appear, so you'll be able to show someone your strength. Also, it will be very good for your blood circulation, the work of the cardiovascular system, and breathing. And that, ultimately, is our well-being and longevity. So how do you do push-ups the right way, and how do we make push-ups as beneficial in efficiency? First, we must remember the position of our pelvis. We must feel our bodies. It's as if we are doing a barbell. The body should be straight, like a straight line, not sticking out the pelvis or the head. Straight. The next point is the 90-degree rule. When we lower ourselves, our arms should be at a 90-degree angle in relation to our body. And when we go up, we extend our arms almost all the way out. There's an important point here. Some people, when they do push-ups, have the urge to completely straighten their arms and literally cut off at the elbows. I mean, completely straighten up and stand, like, on their elbows. That's not quite right. Just like with squats, it's not recommended to fully straighten your knees to the cut-off at the knee joint to stand on the joint, because with both knees and elbows over the years, this can build up and serve to destroy our joints. So we stretch out almost completely, just a little bit, not all the way, not to the full cut-off to stand on our joint. We keep our heads straight, we don't twist them. Our gaze is on the floor and concentrated. Our shoulders are also extended. Remember the straight line of our body. There are different variations of push-ups. You can put your hands on your palm or you can do push-ups on your fists. I, for example, have always preferred push-ups on my fists. If we feel like we've been doing a lot of push-ups, more than 20, and we want to increase the intensity, you can put your feet in an elevated position, on a stool or a ladder, and will make the push-ups more difficult. There is one point worth mentioning. In fact, as the people who did this experiment say, the hardest part is not doing 100 push-ups. The hardest thing is to do 100 push-ups every day. So the point here is purely psychological, self-discipline. That's what's difficult, not physics. Also, if you set yourself a norm to do 100 push-ups every day, then it's better not to do 70 push-ups for the first time and fall down, and then 3 times 10. Better. For example, 5 times 20, that is, let the first sets be easier, but you don't have to do a fail every day. And, in general, if you find it hard to do 100 push-ups a day, do not start with this. This is quite a big load for a beginner. Start with at least 20 push-ups a day, divided into several not too intense sets. Again, I realize that there are plenty of videos on the internet where a person does 100 push-ups a day for 30 days and then gets impressive results. You'll get great results and better health if you don't overtrain and overdo it. So, is it worth it to do push-ups? Yes, but it's worth doing push-ups wisely. Friends, please write in the comments, do you like push-ups, and how many push-ups can you do? Share, it will be interesting. And now I highly recommend you to watch my other video, which I mentioned in passing, about what happens to your body if you squat 100 times a day. And there will actually be some very interesting changes. Thank you for your likes, comments, and subscriptions. You'll find a lot more useful information below the video. All the best to you.